Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome indeed, yes, to another edition of the Mark Moses Show podcast, as we're always broadcasting from the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Take back control of your life. Call them today, 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Yes, it's Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. And to talk all things football 2 days before Christmas, here's one of my great friends. He's Alan Zlotorzynski with Brevard Sports Network. Alan, how you doing today, buddy?
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all of that great stuff that goes with this time of the year to both you and all of your fabulous listeners and watchers.
I appreciate that, Alan. And it's funny. I said this earlier with my friend Kyle Nash. In sports media, this time of year, usually last 2 weeks of the year, hey, let's get fill-in people. Let's do best of stuff. No, it's the weirdest thing. Because of this college football playoff and the way the NFL has been this year, it's like, no, you like football is hot right now. It is exciting. Do you feel that way as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of us did take a vacation last week, right? I'm just checking in. But yeah, of course I feel that way. I had to get you on that one.
I
had to get you on that one. Yeah, but no, yeah, absolutely. Listen, and this has really turned out to be a fun time of the year.
Yeah.
With the college football playoff. I mean, as much complaining and bitching that we do throughout the course of the year about, 12 teams, this, that, and the other. From Friday night when I got finished broadcasting high school basketball to last night, I've done nothing but watch football.
Dude, I watched, even though, yes, I was on vacation, I watched Thursday night, the crazy Seattle Rams game.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that one too.
You had that game. So Friday, you had Oklahoma and Alabama.
Great football game.
Great game. Saturday, the Miami Hurricanes.
Great football game.
Yeah, they score late. They pick the ball off in the end zone to do it. You just game, and then the Bears, Packers, and then Sunday night, your Ravens are in this huge game. Last night, Philip Rivers, who looked like he gained 100 pounds before kickoff. Dude, it went nonstop. I fell asleep by that third quarter. From watching football for 5 straight days. I'm not kidding around.
I'll tell you what, Philip Rivers gives me hope that I can, I don't know, maybe run a 40-yard dash against you again one day, right?
The best was they're showing the skybox last night. And usually you're thinking like, okay, there's the grandparents, there's his cousins. No, that was just his wife and all of his kids.
Yeah.
All of them.
One of his kids is as old as the quarterback, the backup quarterback for the Colts. I mean, that's crazy, Mark.
He's a grandfather.
Yeah.
44-year-old. And you know what? He put up points last night. If they had a defense, maybe they win that game.
Dude, I'm thinking even watching him throw a football now, Philip Rivers has a second career in the shot put in the Olympics.
That guy.
Because that's how he's throwing his football.
Just put him in the Hall of Fame. Okay? Just the fact that he's doing this is incredible.
Dude, him, Joe Flacco, and I'll say it, even though I can't stand him, but if the Pittsburgh Steelers don't have Aaron Rodgers,
yeah,
they're they're not winning the North.
No,
Aaron Rodgers was the difference for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year.
I felt like the game last night. I'm just like, what's Tom Brady thinking? The most competitive SOB we have. He's probably thinking, I'm 49. Or was he 50? Yeah, I could probably still get out there.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, you look at this and you say, could Brady come back and play another? He's 48 years old, right? Could Brady conceivably come back and play another half season in the NFL? And I got to think he could.
I think so, too. I know this is crazy to say. You're like, oh, stop it. No. Philip Rivers, again, 2 weeks ago is on the couch. Hasn't played in 5 years. Just showed up. And he was putting up numbers. Look, they should have beaten Seattle.
I was going to say, he nearly won that game.
Yeah, he can't run. He cannot run. He can't throw the ball over 20 yards, and he almost won these games. It's wild.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to Allen then. So I made a mistake Sunday night. Derrick Henry scores
Yeah.
to go up 2 scores on New England, and I just write a text to Allen. Ravens, apostrophe, Ravens. And you're like, oh, stupid Mark. You must be new to the game because like you knew. All right, wait.
I said, come on, man. You know better than that.
All right. Let me go to the text message.
Yeah.
Let me see what you actually wrote. Let me go back to this because I swear this is what happened.
Yeah.
I wrote Ravens. Here's what you wrote. I'm just gonna quote.
Yeah.
Come on. You know better than that. No team in the last 3 years has blown more double-digit leads in the fourth than the Ravens, right? Then an hour later, I write back, okay, you were right. And you wrote, bleeping ridiculous.
I mean, the song, they're like Led Zeppelin, right? The song remains the same. Yeah, listen, I've said this many times on your show. I'll say it again. John Harbaugh, Todd Monken, Zach Orr, Eric DeCosta, the whole lot of them need to be fired. If the Ravens are going to fix this thing, they need a reset. Listen, John Harbaugh, right before I came on, I was listening to John Harbaugh's press conference from yesterday, and to a reporter's credit, asked him about his job security. And John said, it's a fair question. Listen, he's been there 19 years. I thought the Ravens, if you realistically think about how long this has been going on, it's been going on for 15 of his 19 years. I mean, I can take you back to 2010 on a Sunday night football game when the Ravens are beating the Steelers 10-6 with 3 minutes to go on a Sunday night football game with the ball, and Joe Flacco on second down drops back the pass, and Troy Polamalu strip sack fumble returns the ball. Lamar Woodley returns the ball to the 9-yard line, and the Steelers win. Mark, the Baltimore Ravens in the fourth quarter are the worst NFL team I've ever seen in the history of the league. Just in the last 3 years, they've given up 489 fourth quarter points, Mark. Okay? That's 31 points at 16 games. That's 31 points a game just in the fourth quarter.
When I turned on the game, you had your backup in because Lamar got injured again.
He didn't play well. He played well.
So Hundley played well. Would you just shut down Lamar for the rest of the year?
I would. I don't think there's any reason whatsoever to try. In fact, Tyler Huntley should have won that football game Sunday night. The Ravens should have won that football game. Had the Ravens won that football game, Tyler Huntley would have 2 wins this year over your Bears and the Patriots. Both playoff teams, and Lamar Jackson. You know how many playoff teams Lamar Jackson's beaten this year?
How many?
None.
All right, so the $50,000 question, which I know drives you crazy. So again, your future Hall of Fame running back scores the touchdown and doesn't touch the ball?
No.
I don't understand. I think this goes deeper. Sometimes this would happen in Tennessee as well, where he wouldn't get the ball. What's going on here with this? Why is he getting it?
The explanation the Ravens provided was there's a rotation. What?
Why?
A rotation with Keaton Mitchell and Ali. And then John Harbaugh was asked, John, if you had it all over to do again, what would you have done? And he goes, well, I would have grabbed Derrick Henry and put him in the game. But this is real. What the hell is Derrick Henry averaging 7 yards a carry? I mean, in 3 quarters of football, he had 122 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns against the Patriots, and the guy doesn't touch the freaking ball in the final 12 minutes of the game. I mean, but this goes so much deeper. Go back to the AFC Championship game 3 years ago. The Ravens give up no points to the Chiefs in the second half. In fact, the Kansas City Chiefs are only one of 2 teams to ever win an AFC Championship game on the road scoring just 17 points. The other, the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. And no Derrick Henry. Well, actually, Henry wasn't on that team. But the Ravens didn't run the ball at all in the fourth quarter of that football game. At all.
And remember, you got Derrick Henry
Right
thinking,
after that.
Yeah, and you thought, this is the final piece we're missing. We're going to get a battering ram who's going to be like our closer in baseball. And then he's on the sideline. Dude, the optics of, okay, the game's on the line. Lamar's injured on the bench, and Henry's sitting there. That sums up everything. Like, what is this?
I mean, and that's a great point. Lamar's in street clothes. You got your backup quarterback in. How do you not at least have the next best player on the team on the damn field?
I don't get it.
The other thing with this team too, Mark, is, and this even goes to Derrick Henry, this is a poorly coached football team. They don't protect the football. You know, one of the New England Patriots referred to the Ravens as speed skaters when they have the ball in their hand. If you ever watch a speed skater, their arms are outside their bodies. Well, that's how the Ravens run with the football. You know, Derrick Henry doesn't protect the football the way he should. Zay Flowers doesn't protect the football the way he should. And I don't know what the hell Mark Andrews was doing at the end of the half with that goofy lateral thing. Thank God the offsetting penalties bailed the Ravens out of that one.
Yeah, and Flowers fumbled late to seal it.
Well, it was the drive to you know, the Ravens were moving the ball. Flowers catches the ball, turns, runs upfield. He's out here with the football, right?
Yeah.
And boom, it's punched out. I mean,
that's the game.
That's the game. You know, no chance for a field goal. It's just a poorly coached team. It has been for quite some time. You know, John Harbaugh, his time management, his personnel decision. Look, John is a former special teams guy. I can't begrudge John Harbaugh of his success for 19 years with the Ravens. But let's be honest. When the Ravens won the Super Bowl back in 2012, they had a locker room mutiny halfway through the year. I mean, Ed Reed and John Harbaugh went to war, okay, over the locker room. And so, you know, it's like almost that Super Bowl the Ravens won in spite of John Harbaugh. He's got to go. He just does. I'd love to see the Ravens maybe bring in a Clint Kubiak, somebody of that nature. There's no Ben Johnson out there this year. Maybe Clint Kubiak is that guy. But that doesn't mean you hang on to John Harbaugh for another year.
I have said this to multiple guests. I feel like every NFL owner, it's funny you bring up Ben Johnson. You know, you have the Sean McVay, you have your coach there in San Francisco, right, Shanahan. And now there's two names I think about. Liam Cohen, the job he's done there in Carolina. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So Jacksonville, Liam Cohen, and then you have Canales there in Carolina, Ben Johnson in Chicago. I think every NFL owner is thinking the same thing. I want an offensive-minded head coach to get my quarterback in the best position to win. That's what and that's why I think they're in Tampa. And I want your thoughts on this, Alan. I think in Tampa, even if they make the playoffs, I could see Tampa going another direction as well at the head coach. And this thing with your Lamar Jackson, Lamar's got a small window now. He's banged up multiple years now. You better make sure you get him the right coach to help Lamar Jackson get over the hump.
You know, I think the Ravens need to stick it to Mike McDonald, the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, because he was our defensive coordinator a couple of years ago. And go hire Clint Kubiak. I'd love to see the Ravens bring.
You said that name 3 times.
I mean, look at what he's done with Sam Darnold this year in Seattle. I mean, listen, I really believe a guy like a Clint Kubiak, he's young, he's got great lineage. His father coached for the Ravens. You know, his father was the Ravens offensive coordinator for a while. He won a Super Bowl in Denver, didn't he? With
Gary
Manning.
Kubiak. Yeah, the dad.
Gary Kubiak did. So, you know, look, they're out there. You just have to find them. I mean, nobody knew who Sean McVay was until he was hired, right? And everybody thought, you know, look, I mean, the godfather of this is a guy that you could see become an NFL coach, and that's John Gruden. I mean, remember when John Gruden was hired as a young 30-something hot offensive-minded coach in the National Football League with the Raiders. And then Al Davis said it was the worst decision he had ever made, hiring. Ridiculous, because Gruden took him to the Super Bowl, took him to the AFC Championship game. Then he comes to Tampa and just fine-tunes a couple of things off a team that Tony Dungy had, and they win the Super Bowl. But, listen, I mean, yes, it has to be an offensive mind. Todd Bowles, guys like that. I think the days where this league is dominated by defensive guys is over.
It is. It's all about the quarterback, wide receivers. You got to get an offensive line. That's why I've told you this for a couple weeks. Linebacker used to be such a prestigious position. Now it's not. It's not. Like middle linebacker, that's not a big deal anymore.
You got to go get a GM too. And GMs have become just as important in this scenario as a head coach. That may not have been the case 25, 30, 35 years ago, but it is now. And you look at some of these great general managers that are out there. I think the really good general managers know you got to have a franchise quarterback, okay? You got to have guys to protect him up front. And you got to buy or draft pass rushing, Mark. You have to.
Yeah.
The Ravens are the perfect example. Eric DaCosta, the Ravens general manager, does not believe in purchasing or drafting pass rushing. Everything is in the defensive backfield. Nate Wiggins. I mean, you look at the Ravens draft picks over the last couple of years. The higher draft picks have all come in the defensive secondary, right? But you take a guy like an Odafe Owe, who the Ravens traded back in October for a backup safety. Owe had 1 sack this year, 10 last year with the Ravens, 1 this year. He gets to L.A., and he's got 7 sacks since October 27th.
That's crazy.
There's an obvious issue there for DaCosta in that department. But overall, as a league, yes, you want an offensive-minded head coach. You want to bring in a great defensive coordinator who believes in going after the quarterback.
You have to, and then we'll go on to the playoff chases here. The number one thing for you, make sure you put Lamar Jackson in the best possible situation to succeed. Everything else is second fiddle. If he is your guy, and he's a 2-time MVP. He's when healthy, one of the most dangerous players in the NFL. You better make sure he has weapons, protection, and he can win. And then it's on Lamar.
They've got a decision to make this offseason with him.
Yeah.
They've got to redo his contract. There's no way they can allow what he's due to be paid next year to hit that salary cap. Otherwise, the Ravens may as well dial it in for another year or two. Lamar's not going to stand for that.
No. Are you still mathematically alive, or are you done?
No, we're look, if Cleveland beats the Steelers Sunday and we find a way to beat the Packers at Lambeau, then it comes down to the final week of the year.
Who do you play the final game of the year?
The Steelers.
So there's another game. See, I think it's going to be, and I could be wrong, I think the Sunday night game that'll get flexed, I think it's going to be the crazy Carolina-Tampa for the division.
No, I agree.
That's what I think it's. Now, I'm not betting, like, my brain's thinking, like, okay, Tampa should beat Miami on Sunday, but I don't know. Because I know Miami's phoned it in, but I don't believe in Tampa for 4 quarters at the same time. But I just feel Seattle's going to beat Carolina, and I think it's going to be for all the marbles. Now, look, Cleveland, hey, maybe they beat Pittsburgh. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. I could see maybe that game, maybe your game would be, hey, where is that game? The final game of the season. Is it in Pittsburgh?
It's in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Yeah. Look, and here's the thing that I, as a Ravens fan, by God, I hope they don't make the playoffs.
You don't want your Ravens in the playoffs.
No, because if they find a way to win these next 2 weeks, they're not firing John Harbaugh.
Ooh, all right, so the winner of your division, the North, is the 4 seed, probably.
It will absolutely be the 4 seed.
And then you would host Buffalo. That's what would happen.
Yeah.
in that game for 4 quarters in terrible weather.
And our luck probably would beat them.
Yeah, and then where you'd go, Denver? Is that what would happen?
Right. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow.
You know, look, I mean, you look at this AFC playoff picture. I saw that. Listen, no disrespect to TJ McMahon. I was texting with him Sunday night too. The New England Patriots don't strike me. I'll be cheered for the Patriots because I like what they've done there. I'm a big Drake May guy. I like Drake May, man. Did you see some of the passes he threw Sunday night?
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful balls. I could give or take Sean Payton. I'm not a Bo Nix guy. I'll cheer for Trevor and the Jags. My boy Donnie Reber Jr.
Loves it.
But yeah, but you look at this AFC, right? And everybody's saying this is the year for Josh. This is the year for Josh. I don't think so.
Do you feel like it's a changing of the guard where these new teams that have emerged are for real? But do you think, someone's got to win this?
The Ravens and the Chiefs will be back, Mark.
But I mean, just this year.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is a changing of the guard. I mean, every year for the last, what does the NFL claim? 2 decades, 4 or 5 teams that didn't make the playoffs last year reached the playoffs the following year. If you look at the AFC alone this year, well, you've got Denver, that's 1. New England, that's 2. Jacksonville, did Denver make the playoffs last year?
Yes, and they got killed by Buffalo.
Right.
But still.
So New England and Jacksonville's 1, 2. And then you look at the NFC, right? Your Bears, the Panthers. There's 4 teams right there.
All right, I just want to clarify this. So TJ McMahon, our good friend, he is without a shadow of a doubt the biggest New England Patriots fan I know. He is like in the blood. He's from that area originally. I mean, he has like all the photos, every jersey. I mean, he is hardcore. What I love what he did was, and I'm gonna give him a shout out. So he like wrote on your page, he's like, why did Derrick Henry get the ball with 6? Shut up. He's trying to be diplomatic. He loves it. He loves that his Patriots are back, and he should deserve that they're back.
Listen, I told him I was never I only hated New England Patriots when they played the Ravens.
And you should.
You should be. And so I can remember saying on your show a lot of times, no, I'm not betting against Brady and Belichick. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. Bill Belichick's the greatest head coach to ever coach the game. I always had one of my favorite sports books is The Dynasty about the New England. It's what they made that Apple series off of. If you've seen that,
yeah.
So I've always had a great. Now, as far as TJ goes, I hate the Bruins. They could fall off the edge of the earth. Okay, I hate the Celtics. They could fall off the edge of the earth.
What about the Red Sox?
Oh, they could fall further off the edge of the earth. Okay, but
he's giving his thoughts.
But as far as the Patriots go, yeah, man, I've never had a lot of hate for them.
When you missed the field goal to lose the AFC Championship game, you hated the Patriots. Who are you kidding?
No, I hated them when they knocked the ball out of Lee Evans' hand. Missing the field goal was on Billy Cundiff.
Look, you were right there. But you went back the next year and won.
And whipped their ass, TJ, in New England. Yeah.
I think your Ravens, Lamar's just not healthy. That's the problem here. So
our defense sucks.
All right.
But you don't have that problem.
Oh, I got problems. And this is what I'm going to tell you about. That NFC West is loaded with 3 juggernauts. I'm not kidding. All right, you look at the other teams. Look, Philadelphia is completely under the radar. They won the division again, double-digit wins. No. Hey, they're gonna host a playoff game. Yeah, they're at home. All right, so you don't believe in them.
No.
I still think the Eagles are going to be a dangerous out. Then look, Detroit still scares me. They have a trash defense, but they can score points. Green Bay's the boogeyman, as Jeff Joniak called them, the Bears radio guy. They're going to be in the play. It's going to be Detroit or Green Bay. One of them is getting in. right? But those three teams out west, what I saw last night from San Francisco, and I know they played some bad teams like Cleveland, Tennessee. Last night, the Colts, dude, they're hammering people.
Let me tell you
Hammering
something. You better not discount the San Francisco 49ers.
They win their last two. They're the 1 seed. They're right there.
The Indianapolis Colts defense is not a bad defense, Mark.
And they shredded them.
Purdy put up 5 touchdowns on. He played a near perfect game last night.
They had 24 at half.
I mean, it was 48 points. I mean, listen, I think the Rams have some defensive issues right now. I think the Rams are pretty banged up. I don't know that I believe enough in Sam Darnold. It's just something about Darnold that in the big moments, if he doesn't get that ridiculous call last Thursday night, they don't win that football game.
He only clicked, and you got to give him credit. Fourth quarter and overtime, he shredded the Rams.
Yeah, he did.
Shredded them. But now the Rams, let me just say this. That Puka, whatever, I can't even say his name.
Puka Nacua.
He needs to stop being on these online streams. I think all NFL players, they're a bunch of dumbasses. Do not go on there.
Right.
But him on the football field, he is dangerous. He reminds me of Randy Moss, where he's putting these numbers up. You better double team him at all times.
Yeah.
He will kill you out there. And look, he put up in that game they lost. He had over 200 yards receiving, and he should have had the game-winning touchdown. They are dangerous, all these teams. But all right, the Niners look the scariest right now.
Yeah. Would it shock you? And I just, I mean, if you look at the current playoff picture right now, it would be crazy if the 49ers ended up winning this division, because all anybody's talked about is the Rams and the Seahawks, Seahawks, right? But I mean, if you look at this football team, how can you not be impressed with this organization, with Shanahan, with everything that they've gone through with getting rid of players and injuries? And it's almost like they do in-season rebuilds, and here they are, Mark. They are again.
What's the one wide receiver who he's been missing? Ayuk or whatever his name is?
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk.
No one knows where he is.
Right.
And who's their wide receiver? Juwan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall?
Yeah.
Who do they have?
Right.
Dude, you're absolutely right. Think about this. There's 2 games left in the regular season. The leader has 12 wins. Second and third place have, 11 wins? And where they both could still win games.
If McCaffrey and Kittle, who was, Kittle had 115 yards last night. McCaffrey had 117 yards. Purdy 295. If those 3 guys can stay healthy, I'll pick them to represent the NFC.
I don't blame you. Yeah. I don't. That's why. Okay, it's been 28 minutes. This game Sunday night is gigantic, where my Bears are going to San Francisco, and this has been a house of horrors for the Bears the last couple of years.
It's a real test. I'm interested in this, and no offense, and I know you are too. Look, if you're a real fan, you cover sports for a living, I think it's fair to say that the win over the Packers was a terrific character win. In other words, meaning that's a game I know you didn't expect to win it, because I was texting with you. You told me it was over when the fourth quarter started. Dude,
it was, the last 14 appearances by Green Bay in Chicago, they were 13-1.
Yeah.
13-1. And with 2 minutes to go, you're thinking, well, I've seen this story before.
Yeah.
I
loved I love the Bears fan in you. I do.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I got the text that said he is John Elway 2.0, I spit my Diet Coke out of my mouth. Right?
Because you know what it is? Because I've seen this for 2 years now. With that 3 minutes to go, it's like, all right, Caleb, go do your thing. Go, because Lamar Jackson, when healthy, could do this as well.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck the. No, I'm going to start swearing on myself.
It's good.
Start swearing.
There's your hot mic moment.
Yeah, exactly. F everything. Go do your thing.
That's great.
Okay. You should have heard me Saturday night during the game. It's literally like, I'm not kidding around. Just go do your thing, buddy. And then he turns into a nightmare for defenses. And it's just like, you know what it was? Green Bay, Matt LaFleur, he is a fantastic coach.
He is.
The adjustments he made from game 1 to game 2 in 3 weeks, he bottled up Caleb Williams for about 57 minutes and kept him in the pocket. And then all of a sudden, Green Bay started to get tired on defense. And then when he could start, this is why Drake May is a good quarterback who could become great. But there's things Caleb Williams can do where he can make plays happen from nothing that he scares everyone in the NFL.
When he threw the touchdown pass at the end of the game, everybody in America thought that ball was sailing into the second row. It's when it left his hand.
Are you talking the game tying or the winning?
No, the game tying touchdown.
God, dude,
where your guy is in the back of the end zone all by himself. Listen, it was a great defensive call. The Packers went blitz. They flushed him, and when he let go of that ball, I thought, where the hell is he throwing that ball?
Because remember, second down, he overthrows in the end zone. Third down, he's trying to hit the tight end. I think it's Komet, and it hits the goalpost. He overthrows him. So you don't know what's coming out of his arm.
No, you don't. And it didn't look. And then I thought when it dropped in his arms, I thought, oh my God, he has done it. And listen, I give this Bears team all the credit in the world. It's time to take them seriously as Super Bowl contenders. Look, I felt that way with the win over Philadelphia.
That was a big win. But this was like we slayed the dragon.
Yeah.
And now let's Bears and Jacksonville are the same, where people haven't taken them seriously. And then those wins over the weekend, now everyone's like, okay, all right, this is for it. Now let's see what you got moving forward.
Go to San Francisco and win, and I think the Bears are the favorites coming out of the NFC.
Right now, they're the 2 seed.
Yeah.
They would play the Packers again.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
Well,
how's that a reward?
Well, but you get them at home. And listen, the Packers are about as decimated as any team in the league, injury-wise. I mean, they were losing guys Saturday night, just dropping off. It was like the old school days. When they used to bring the stretchers out on the field. It was terrible.
They knocked out Jordan Love. That's why people are like, oh, you didn't beat Jordan Love. No, we knocked him out.
Yeah,
knocked him out of the game.
That's part of the game.
Yeah, and then Montez Sweat, this was the other key. My brother loves this. So the last play regulation, Willis, who played great in the game, by the way.
Right.
And there's one of those moments where you're like, should he get another shot to be a starting quarterback in the NFL the way he's playing? Montez Sweat, who finally made a play, body slammed him. You don't know if he was concussed in overtime.
Well,
you have no idea.
I texted you. I don't think he was concussed, but he certainly didn't have, when he threw that pass in overtime, the completion for first down, he had nothing on that ball. I thought his shoulder was injured on that.
When they got the onside kick, my brain was thinking, this whole season has been wacky for my team and every team in the NFL. I said, let's go win this. And I knew we were going to win when we got the outside kick.
Your Bears are responsible for the 2 best NFL games I've watched all season, dude.
We won both of them.
And you won both of them. That game against Cincinnati will go down as the best regular season game this year.
And in that game, we lost an onside kick. They kicked us. We fumbled it. Cincinnati scored 2 touchdowns with 2 minutes to go. And lost the game at home.
Yeah.
That happened. And the team says when they were in Cincinnati and they won, they started to believe. Like, okay, maybe we got something here. That's how crazy this is.
Listen, I give your Bears all the credit. And the good thing is that they're young. You didn't even have 2 of your best wide receivers Saturday night.
No, that's why, the guy who caught the touchdown to tie it.
Yeah.
Undrafted rookie who his first catch of the season was earlier in the game. The fact that it's 4th down, the game's on the line, he catches that ball. It's some insane.
And people that if you're a football fan but you don't understand the nuances of the game, the Packers knew this.
Yeah.
If they had to pick one guy on the field not to cover, that was the guy you don't cover.
Dude. And then DJ Moore, I know this turns into the fanboy show with Mark and Alan. DJ Moore is exhausted at the end of regulation.
Yeah, he just laid out, breathing heavy. You could see
he is exhausted. Dude, I won't swear, I promise. This is what it's all about. I know for American football fans, we watch the draft, we buy the preview magazines, we watch training camp, we go to the preseason, we call our family, we call our friends, we do podcasts, we do talk shows. I talk to you all the time. We're texting. Most of the time, teams disappoint you, but once in a while, something good. And then you start thinking, this is why I signed up for all of this. Okay. My mom, she texted everyone in our group chat. She texted my mom. She's like, seeing all these videos where everyone's celebrating. She's like, I kind of feel sad we're not there because we grew up going to these games all the time. So even my mom, or you're watching the play.
No, yeah, I was. Go ahead.
Even my mom is like, man, this is a big deal. That's when I knew. So when he threw that ball, and that's why he was the number one pick in the NFL draft.
Did you jump up? I mean, what was your reaction?
I fell down to my knees. I couldn't believe it. I could not. So many years of losing to them. It's been one of the most consistent things in my life is getting our ass kicked by the Packers. And if they would have won that game, it's what I told everyone. And I'll tell you, Alan, if the Packers won that game, it would have gone down as one of the greatest Packers wins of all time because the Bears are supposed to be the hot team. They're fully loaded, and the Packers lost Parsons the week before, and they lose Jordan Love, and everyone was on injured reserve, like those
at Soldier Field,
and all the Bears fans think this is the moment we're going to kill them. And look, it really felt like, like those World War II movies where they're going into the medical tent where people are on stretchers. That's what the Packers felt like, dude. And when he threw that ball, and they rated it Pro Football Weekly or Pro Football Focus, one of those. They rated that the number one throw so far in the NFL. He threw it 50 yards in the air perfectly on a dime.
Across the
on a dime.
Yeah.
On a dime. And there's more to come.
I loved your TikTok video afterwards too. I could see the emotional drain in you.
I was sitting there Saturday, and it was like about 4 p.m. And I go, I have to go for a drive. I'm like sitting here, and all I keep thinking about is the game. So I drove all the way up to Merritt Island. I went to the mall, which is half of it's completely empty now. It's bizarre. I don't know the last time you were there. Yeah. So I walked around there, walked some stores. I drove back to Cocoa. I went to some of the stores in Vieira, just try to get my mind off things. So then at the end of that first game, it was so terrible. You know what it is. Philadelphia and Washington, you're like, just end this game. Get it over. So you're waiting till 8:30. That game was so emotionally draining. I went to bed at 2:00 in the morning. I got up at 7 a.m. I'm watching all these highlight reels, right? And by the way, I called my dad, my brother, my buddy Jason, anyone who's like hardcore, and we're on the phone talking like my brother's phone call was incoherent. I'm not kidding. After a while, I was like, I don't even know what you're saying. He's like, oh my God. So I hung up on him. Okay. So I got up at 7 a.m. I watched like highlight shows, all this stuff for an hour. I went back to bed. I said, well, I don't. So I went back to bed. I got up. I watched the Buccaneers debacle against Carolina. Oh. Then I was so exhausted. So I took another nap Sunday afternoon. Like, it's so exhausting.
But isn't it great when that happens on Saturday night? And
it's the best.
You can relax on Sunday.
I think the whole country saw that.
Yeah.
The whole country. They did. And a lot of people are going to be watching Sunday night as well. The NFL, they did it right with the back end, making all these divisional games. That's what's funny about last night you're like watching the Colts and Niners. You're like, why are we even playing this game? what is the point of this? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Give me division games.
Yep.
So this has been one of the best NFL seasons of all time.
Speak for yourself.
I know. And just, even the Jaguars. And you know what it reminds me of? And I've said this all week. It's like when Michael Jordan retired in 93, 94, and he played baseball. And now all these teams are thinking the same thing. There's no Mahomes. There's no Kansas City. Well, we can win. Maybe we can get to the Super Bowl. But that's what it feels like right now. That's what makes it so. And look, no Lamar Jackson. I feel bad telling that to you.
Well, I mean, it's not like they had to fear Lamar in the playoffs anyway.
Right. The only one with super pressure is Josh Allen right now. You have no excuse.
Josh Allen has all the pressure on him.
You have no excuse. He beats everyone except Mahomes. There's no Mahomes. You have all the pressure now, buddy, to get it done. And I think he can get to the Super Bowl. I think he can.
Anybody, if you realistically look at this conference from 1 to 8 or from 1 to 7, anybody in this conference can get to the Super Bowl.
I think he could go. He has the potential to do what your boy Joe Flacco did with Baltimore.
You mean to tell me you don't think Trevor Lawrence and the Jags couldn't? I think they could reach the Super Bowl. The only team that I don't think could reach the Super Bowl is the Steelers. And I'm not saying that because I'm a hater. I just don't think they. Yeah,
I agree with you. The 2-4 seeds are the big frauds.
Yeah.
Whoever wins between Carolina and Tampa, and then Pittsburgh as well. Right. And if it's Bears Packers again in the wild card round, I'm sorry they're going straight to that Monday night game. No hesitation. They're going right to that game. Okay. To drive me crazy.
Yeah.
All right. I want to say this to you. I appreciate all your help all year. You always help me out. You do an amazing job with Brevard Sports Network. Well, I know you go crazy where you're working nonstop, Alan is one of the hardest working men I know. When you see him in the press box for a game, he's not just calling the game. He's kind of the Bruce Springsteen where he's got the drum behind him and he's got the harmonica and he's got the guitar and then he's singing. Because what people don't see is Alan, he is doing the camera. Then he has an iPad. Then he's also making the graphics while calling the game, right? Like, it's insane. But you do the job of 10 men. But that's the reality, dude. And the best is when my phone, it'll show me like, hey, remember this one? And it'll be you and me at some game or you on the dock at some crazy bar we've been to before. Like, yeah.
You didn't go there, did you?
I did. So I got stories on you.
Yes.
So yeah, you do a great job. And I want to say this. Okay. I'm really proud of Vero Beach football and how they got to the championship game. Yes. It is the holiday season. Look, they made some terrible mistakes late in that game, but I'm not just going to come on here and just completely crap on them. It's a high school team. They should have won. Look, they almost lost the semifinal game I went to. They won in double overtime. So I don't want to go negative.
I do have an opinion on this if you'll give me a moment.
All right, go for it.
Because I do think there's accountability here.
Yeah, they lost.
And you're 100% right. I would never say anything about those kids because they played their hearts out. But I think it's fair to say that the decisions that occurred at the end of that football game were unfair to those kids. Okay? That should have never happened. The knock on Lenny Jankowski has been exactly what occurred in the state semifinal game and in the state championship game. You get to the playoffs, and then for whatever reason, you can't win or you can't get there. I don't know, Mark, because I'm not a football coach. Coach Jankowski is a good coach.
Yeah.
But because you have to be to do what he's done at Vero Beach, okay? But I think that there's a level of accountability that Coach Jay needs to come forward with. I don't know whether he will or whether he won't. I do know that what I saw in that state championship game was the worst final 1 minute and 30 seconds of game management I think I've ever seen in the sport of football.
And it happened.
Yeah.
I feel awful because
I do too. I feel horrible for those kids.
You know what? Okay, this is what I was going to say. It's like, all right, they lost the game, right? They were in the title game. They hadn't been in the title game in 40 years, whatever it's been, probably even longer. They lost the game. That went viral. You were showing me your analytics of the video you posted, like
137,000 views.
Dude, I saw national publications pick that up. Their radio shows, like everyone nationally is talking about it, and they're just trashing Vero Beach. Vero Beach is a great community. It's right in our backyard. That's why I don't want to just come on here and look.
No, and I'm not trashing Vero or the community kids, but
it was awful.
There has to be accountability, and I would love for Coach Jay to come out and talk about it because I think it's fair for somebody that he trusts in the media or somebody he trusts wherever. I don't care to ask him the thought process behind the final two. I think he owes an explanation, Mark.
Look, they were only up 8 points. You don't take the safety there. It's a 1%. If you're up 12
you don't take
points,
3 knees there. Run the football.
Run the ball. I know, dude. And then look, I'm sorry. The final play, the refs, they don't want to blow the whistle. They want to, like, no matter what it is from all the different, you want the players to play it on the field. But I felt you stop forward progress, and that would have been it at the end of the game.
I think if you stopped forward progress right there, then that becomes as big a story as the way Vero Beach lost that football game. I think that becomes one of the most horrendous calls in the history of high school football. I talked to referees from the MCOA, Orlando, and the Jacksonville area about that. And I asked all 3 of them, was that the right call? And every one of them said yes. What I don't think people understand is that what happened on that play, the kid didn't actually give the football to the kid. If you go back and watch it, the running back came out of the end zone, made sure he was behind the runner. He took the football from him. Everybody, and it was great for the announcer said, look, Austin Lyon.
Yeah, great call.
Austin Lyon told you what, Mark? 10 minutes before that what happened could be that was the best call I've ever heard of a high school football game ever.
Vero played it right. They tipped the ball downward, and it didn't get caught? Or am I crazy?
Yeah, he knocked the ball forward. And then the kid caught it and tried to run it in. And then the running back who was in the end zone came out, made sure he was behind the ball, took the ball from the receiver, and ran in the end zone.
So
should have never got there.
Here's what's funny. So, like, the algorithm on my Facebook feed was all Vero Beach stuff, like the play.
Sure.
So then the algorithm is thinking, well, since you loved it so much, here's Lake Mary. Congratulations. Would you like more? I'm like, no, get this off my page. I don't want to see this. Okay? So
listen, I mean, Lake Mary's got a great quarterback. Transfer from Lakeland, going to Notre Dame. They didn't quit, and I give Lake Mary credit. They did, because they did not quit in this football game. They were getting run over.
I swear there's a Vero player who had 3 interceptions in the game.
Yeah.
And he thinks
Crutchfield. Crutchfield.
He thinks he has the game-sealing interception. And it was bad.
Yeah.
So, but look. We're going to talk high school football moving forward. We're not, like, you know what I mean? We're going to promote these teams. It's so weird. Like, last minute, my buddy Jason Redmond's like, hey, you want to come to the state semifinal game? Sure. So I went to the game. I saw them play. I did not know a week later that nationally people would be talking about them and it wouldn't be positive. That's what's so weird about it.
I will voice my opinion on this. And this is what I will say. I believe had Vero Beach lost the state semifinal game, I think you'd be looking at a coaching change there.
Yeah. Look, dude, it's a great season. They felt, hey, the end of the Steelers versus Lions game with the referees might have been even crazier of a where
That
where
was
they
more of
didn't know
a heartbreak to me than the Ravens losing.
dude, those referees had no idea what to do, and they were standing there talking. So they had to make sure, because they're in Detroit, who, these are some hostile fans. We've seen them at the Pistons games, okay?
Right.
Like, they made sure they came out and said that was a touchdown first, then said, sorry, offensive pass interference, which I still don't understand. They're like, can't be reviewed, game is over. Shouldn't it be offensive pass interference then, since they scored? Shouldn't then it's like, all right, go 15 yards back, and then there's one more play? Isn't that what should happen?
No, well, the reason it didn't happen was because there was no time left on the clock. The game can only if that had been a defensive penalty, then you have to play that final play again. But when the offense commits a penalty like that, the game is over. Now, the sad part is it was a touchdown.
It was, and they had to make sure they said it was a touchdown first.
Oh, yeah, rubbed it right in, didn't they?
The Lions had the ball, first and goal, and had 2 offensive pass interferences and lost the game.
Yeah.
What? And it's like one of the best offenses we've ever seen.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Look, I love it. I can't get enough. I will eat those tears all day. Yeah. Can't wait. And we play them to end the regular season at home. So we have Niners, and then we have Lions. We could lose both of them, and then maybe we're the 7th seed. Who knows what the hell happens?
We, meaning the Ravens, we really needed that law. That we really needed that call to go the other way.
And I needed it the other way. And so this is how bizarre the season is. I'm openly rooting for Aaron Rodgers to win in a football game.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
I do want to say this real quick from a high school perspective. Our volleyball awards are coming out this week. Our high school football awards next week. Congratulations to the Palm Bay boys basketball team. They are number 1 in terms of the region, the area here. They go into the break mark at 11-1.
Nice, dude. Check those out, Brevard Sports Network. I hope you have a nice Christmas, and I'll talk to you next week. All right, buddy?
Hey, buddy. Thanks a lot. Merry Christmas, and have a great week, man.